Good morning, everyone. My name's Phil. This is my Ford Ranger, and it is so cold out. Alright, so we were supposed to go cold weather camping, and we're not, because my inverter that I installed in the Ranger Stealth Camper doesn't work with the electric blanket that I have. I'm thinking of just doing a 12 volt automotive heated blanket anyways, because stepping up to 120 volts in an inverter does lose some energy. And my battery only has 600 watt hours of power before I need to shut off to protect against low voltage. So I looked into space heating the cab, and with the insulation I have, as long as it's not colder than minus 15 or minus 12 Celsius, then I can kind of get away with just like the space heater, my body heat, sleeping bags, whatever. But I really wanted to go camping in minus 22 Celsius. It would be a personal best for me, and we're just not doing that without an electric blanket. So I ended up just really redoing the insulation. I took the whole bed sort of frame out of the camper and then got U-Haul blankets because they were $9 a piece and fairly decent for insulation purposes. And I just spread those and made my own like super DIY cheap carpet liner for the bed. It ended up working actually pretty damn well. I also used some newspapers to plug up the holes where the tie down points are, because I didn't realize that those were just exposed bare metal, and so I was losing a lot of heat in those. So I plugged those up, I put the new bedding down, I put 4 U-Haul blankets, so I was able to do the bed rug for under 50 bucks Canadian. I'm also looking at different ways I can do the heating while I'm on the move going to the campsite. So I'm thinking of ways I could pipe in heat from this cab of the Ford Ranger into the back. You see, I don't have a pass-through window. I wish I did, but to convert this truck to a pass-through window is just, I'm not knocking out 2 windows just to put in a little pass-through. It's just not happening. So what are my options? Well, I was actually thinking of charging back to the truck anyways. I don't know if I have to beef up my alternator, if I can just run it off of that. I'm thinking of just putting electricity back there, putting a 12 volt ceramic based resistance heater. Space heating isn't super efficient, but I also have a 4-liter generator that at my disposal, serving as my engine. So, you can kind of ignore the inefficiencies when you're driving, but I also don't want to be idling my truck once I get to the campsite just to put heat out. Hence, insulation, good sleeping bags, and a heated blanket. The heated blanket I'm selecting is about 50 watts, which means my battery will be able to power it for a little over 12 hours. Look at this. We have about 14 deer in the field. So there's one, there's 3 more, and there's a big gaggle of them. Then you got some more, you got even more over there. And look at them, they're just trotting about, enjoying the beautiful sunset. It's nice out here. Nice Canadian wilderness. We got like 14 deer. The funny thing is with the deer, actually, I pay more for insurance than a city folk would. Because even though the city has 500,000 people in it and some pretty tight streets, I actually have a higher risk of hitting a deer and totaling my car than someone in the city has a chance of getting into a collision.